Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is having a good Monday. Is it a good Monday for you, or a happy Monday, as we like to call it round in these parts? We got some transfer news, and we got some interesting players for us to look at. I'm going to get right into those right about now for you. So, as the title says, Benjamin Sesko. Really? Is that what we're looking at? Yeah, it sounds like we could be looking at Benjamin Sesko. So, according to Romano, United are well informed on Salzburg talent Benjamin Sesko. He is one of the players monitored, considered really talented, I guess, but not an imminent or advanced deal as of now. United are aware of Sesko, as other clubs are informed too, including Newcastle, apparently. Simon Jones also says United are one of the clubs monitoring RB Salzburg striker Benjamin Sesko, and they don't want to sell him for any less than £55 million. Now, I think Sesko's decent. I don't know if he's got world-class potential. I think he's a decent player. I think his goal return is not mind-blowing. He's a big boy, about 6'4", I think he is. I think he would offer something totally different. I think it's quite clear United are looking for a big sort of target man kind of player as an alternative to what we currently have up front. Is Sesko the answer? Honestly, not at 55 million. At 55 million, I want a higher caliber of player. I think we've proven in this window, when you go for someone in the mix of like 55 million, that now is starting to get almost sensible in a way. Like, you shouldn't be buying prospects for 50 odd million. We fucked up already with that at Wan-Bissaka stage. We want the complete product. So I'm going to have to say no. Notch says Sesko. Is that the pronunciation? I don't know. I fuck them up all the time, didn't I? That could be anything. Those little V's on the top of his S's, anyone know what the fuck they mean? I don't know. I have no idea what that relates to. A Ragnick suggestion says Turton. It's possible, I guess. Possible. LDM says, would I give Memphis another go? Nope. Sammy says, how's he worth 55 million? Transfermarkt has him down as 9. Transfermarkt isn't real. It's someone's algorithmic opinion. And things on that can change drastically very, very quickly. It's the club. It's Salzburg that have put the £55 million price on him. So I'd be very, very surprised if... put it this way, are you going to get him for 9? No, you're not, right? If they want 55 million, they might take 40, 35, something like that. They might have just gone really high to kick the bidding off and sort of set the expectations out there. But, you know, it's one of those, I guess, isn't it? So, next up in the mixer is the Daily De Jong. So, what's going on with him? Supposedly, this is according to AS Diario. Don't know if they're Madrid or Barcelona leaning. The ball is now in Frenkie de Jong's court. If he wants to continue at Barcelona, he will have to reduce his salary. If he does not, Xavi will forced to do without him. Xavi has spoken with de Jong, made it clear he's counting on him, wants him to be part of the project, but he has to make an effort, and that includes almost halving his salary. They both left the meeting satisfied. I fucking doubt it. How are you leaving the... Listen, hey, you did a really good job last year. Yeah, and as a reward, you get to stay at this club. Oh, nice one. Cheers, boss. For half the money. What? No. How are Barcelona signing contracts, legal fucking documents with people, and then reneging on them? Hey, we'll pay you 17 million a year. And by 17 million, I mean 3. And then when you kick off, they're like, well, you could leave. Absolute fucking scandalous. How are they allowed... Some governing body, and it's not going to be La Liga because they are firmly up Barcelona's arse. Somebody needs to get a grip of Barcelona. You can't be signing players when you owe like 100 million to your current staff. That's mental. How is that a thing? How is that a thing? Unbelievable. I've also seen some conversations saying like, oh, by the way, you might have to play centre-half as well. I don't know where they come from. I've not seen the source of those. If that's true, that's fucking bananas. I'm pretty sure. And for all the people like, oh, just move on from De Jong already, he doesn't want to come. it's already kind of been leaked from United that we wouldn't still be negotiating with the guy if we didn't think he wanted to come. Privately, he's clearly given it. Apparently, Xavi said it. Wow. Fucking hell. I don't think United. I didn't think United would get into negotiating deeply this far with somebody if they didn't know his true intentions. So I've always had the feeling that United knew that we could get De Jong, and that's why we was even negotiating with him in the first place. That relationship with Ten Hag, I believe in. But Barcelona, honestly, what's happened to them? What's happened to the club that used to forego sponsors and sponsorship money and was the bastion of fan ownership, and then they had UNICEF on the cover and 9 La Masia graduates in the starting 11. What the fuck happened to you? Go and look at the portrait of fucking Johan Cruyff, apologise and fucking smack yourself in the face. Honestly, can't believe what's going on here with him. Frenkie comes in and fucking absolutely smashes for United. I can see the way United have been playing on pre-season and see exactly how Frenkie de Jong comes in and absolutely launches us up there. But yeah. Dexter says, do I think Tellez is the new Blind? Squad player for every position, centre mid, left back, centre back. No, I think he's the first player on the transfer list and we're just trying to get him minutes so we can get him sold. Kai says, we walk away from Timber when he said he won't be joining us. I believe Frenkie is coming. Yeah, that was that as well, yeah. So Timber kind of went, yeah, not really interested because of what Lou Van Gaal said. Very interestingly, Lou Van Gaal's had jack shit to say about the treatment of Frenkie de Jong, has he? Is he going to pick Frenkie de Jong for the World Cup if he's playing at centre-half? Louis, you can't wait to run to a microphone when it's someone to slag United off. What's going on? Yash says, Delo with Frenkie in midfield. Delo with Frenkie in midfield is arguably undroppable. What do you mean, Delo? I don't understand. NRB says, bruv, tell us first player on the transfer list. What about Phil Jones? Yeah, I said what I said. Probably because there's more value in Tellez. Phil Jones might be able to go if someone comes in with an offer. But have you heard of any offers? Jamie says that's probably why Ten Hag didn't listen to him. Bitter old man, still funny though. Lou Van Gaal is funny. Ed says, to be fair, the board violated Lou Van Gaal. I can understand why that beef looks like it'll never go away. Yeah, but it's annoying when it's stopping us getting players, doesn't it? Lee Huddle says De Jong doesn't want to come and Ronnie wants to go. What's happening? I don't think De Jong doesn't want to come. Like, sort of literally just been spending the last 5 minutes sort of explaining. I'm not seeing that at all. Ronaldo don't want to be here. Yeah, I can see that. And I do believe we will probably start the season without him. Ricky says, why are we not being linked to David? Can also play on the wings if injury permits. Adam says, De Jong is worried about the money he's owed. Maybe start by changing to a club that can actually pay you. Notch says, no one has come in for Jones or Marshall on a permanent, but at least someone wants Baye. Yeah. Milinkovic-Savic for De Jong, says Chetan. We have been linked with Milinkovic-Savic. We was going to put him in this, actually. Honestly, I can't actually believe I'm still sitting here talking about Milinkovic-Savic. It feels like, wasn't we talking about that when Lou was manager? Who next? Kevin fucking Strootman. Hostad says he's the new Schneider. Zach says, any truth for the Maybury loan to the Championship? Haven't actually seen that one myself, but I would think so. The word I got from, it's my understanding, is there's going to be a shit ton of outward loans. So watch out for those coming very soon. Sean Ralph says, are we shining Schneider? Never say never. You never know. M says, as if our board can only work on one deal at a time. It's pathetic. Creeping Steve says, Barcelona said to owe 126 million in pending transfer fees to 19 clubs. They're fucking wild, aren't they? They are running it on a fucking absolute madness. They are bananas. Girafringo says Frenkie would rather stay at centre-back for Barcelona than on half his wages. He needs to know when he's being moved out. See, this is it. I don't think he is willing to stay there. I think he's probably the most threaders person with all of this in the mixer. And Matthews just put there, Miguel Delaney reckons De Jong was offered a settlement from Barcelona, but it's 10 million too low. Yeah, they're telling him to walk away from money that he's rightfully owned, or they're going to cut his wage. They're fucking bananas. They're absolutely bananas. Yeah, and they're still signing players. They're still out here signing fucking players. It's wild, honestly. Kai says Barcelona have made an initial offer to try and resolve Frankie's wage to get him to United, but it's still 10 million less than the full amount that he's owed. So they've offered him 7 million. 7 of the 17 that he's owed. They're fucking ridiculous. Aaron says, I actually wouldn't mind Griezmann and Depay. We're trying to go in a way for attitude and work rate, and you want to sign Griezmann and Depay. No, thank you. Griezmann's symptomatic of what happened with Barcelona. They had to get a loan out. Was it 120 million they signed him for? They then sold him back for like 30 million. He was paid 800 grand a week while he was there. Like, the maths is unfathomably wild on that deal in particular. That just sums up Barcelona as a fucking football club. They're absolutely fucking off their rocker. But yeah, so Milinkovic-Savic. United are apparently turning their attention to Milinkovic-Savic as an alternative to De Jong. That's coming through cm.com via Sports Witness. Don't know the reliability of those. We do have another one, though, as another potential one, and that is Dumfries. And does it add up on it? Says, yeah, possible. He's Dutch after all. Calcio Mercato says United are apparently in pole position to sign Dumfries. Ten Hag is pushing for him to join United. Inter want 40 million euros. See, 40 million euros for Dumfries versus 55 million squid for, how are we pronouncing it again, Sesko, makes a lot more sense. Yes, Sesko's younger. You're talking about a player in his prime there in Dumfries, though, and a position that I think United need. As well as Delo has looked on tour, there's still holes in his game. Still improvements to be made, and for me, Dumfries comes in and really improves them. Really dynamic sort of fullback, good doing both. So I think there's probably something in that one. I think there's probably something in the Dumfries one, and that's it. Imagine having a right back called Denzel. Who'd have thunk it? CMDR says sell Marshall to Juve and get Scamacca. I don't know. Why would Juve want Tony Marshall at the moment? Dennis says rather go for Matty Cash. He scored against us already. AJ says late to the video, my cousin used to manage the Happy Mondays. Happy Monday, Steve. No way. What a wild job that must have been. And what a headache-inducing job that must have been. Fucking hell. Notch says Dumfries is very good. I agree. I think he'd be really good for us if we got him. Ansab says what's happened to the Kante rumours? I guess they were probably just rumours. Ben says Ronnie to Bayern on loan and he can come back next year to win the Champo with us. There's some sort of momentum gathering about him going on loan, isn't there? That United are going to extend his contract with the +1 option that they've got in his contract. Extend his contract, allow him to go on loan to a mega club. And I think a loan might actually suit Bayern Munich rather than going all in on a transfer. And then that's the one. Akeem says Malo Gusto from Leon looks like a solid choice for right back. I did a scout report on Malo Gusto last week if you want to go and check him out. No rumours in terms of United being in for him yet, but keep an eye on that because I'd love to see that happen. Jude says, who do I think plays as a backup striker if Ronaldo leaves? Nobody. That's why I need to sign someone. Funk says Garner could step up this season. I hope so. Didn't really see enough out of him against Villa. 2 matches this week, Saturday and Sunday. United going fucking buck wild with it. Yeah, I would say you're going to see 2 11s this week, and some players might be involved Saturday and Sunday. Probably not many, though. I think it'd be best if you you was able to field 2 entirely different squads for weekend. That's my thoughts on it anyway. Sean says, part of me thinks Ronaldo wouldn't want the embarrassment of a loan. Reckon he's not into that. I reckon he wouldn't want the embarrassment of listening to that Europa League music while the camera sits right in his face, zooming in on him. I think he'd rather be listening to a fucking Champions League theme tune. Steve says, looks like Deloa's made right back his for now. Out of the squad currently, yeah, I would agree. Tom says, would I consider Timo Werner, already accustomed to being a bench warmer at Chelsea? Timo Werner starts over Marshall for me if we signed him. And I think he's a good player. I just think it's not worked at Chelsea for him, but he's not a bad player. Is Belotti still available? As far as I know, I haven't seen otherwise. Thoughts on Garnacho supposedly being dropped due to being late to the bus? Good. Hopefully he fixes up. Yash says, if Ronaldo stays, I think the embarrassment of potentially being a bench warmer for Marshall, etc., on form is worse than being loaned out. Is that even a possibility, do you think? Osazi says, Malacia is way better than Shaw in my perspective. I'm still getting told I have an agenda against Shaw in the comments. Laughable. And how is Phil Jones still at the club, says Jake. Honestly, I don't know. I do not know. Steve, are you looking for backup goalkeepers? Yeah, goalkeepers are a massive fucking shortage at the club. So if anyone's a goalkeeper and wants to come and play for Paddock, we'll just sign you on just on the off chance because, yeah, there's 4 teams. And for the last couple of weeks, we've been sharing 2 goalkeepers. Not good. Daku says San Niguez as a De Jong alternative. You know my thoughts. I definitely would bring him in, especially as you'd probably be able to get him in for next to nothing. I'd absolutely try that. Jay Sonic, would I choose Tony over Watkins if those are the only 2 value choices? Yeah, I think so. Usman says Timo Werner starts over Marshall. Yeah, is that a controversial take? I can't believe that's a controversial take. Tasley says, hope Bay gets more game time. Feel like he just needs more games time in order to become consistent and decrease the mistakes made. He can't stay fit. His fitness is the number one thing that's the problem with him. Connor says, I've got a bung shoulder and I live in Brisbane, but hey, sign me up. I don't think the highlights will be out today from our game yesterday, but we played Ramsbottom. Technically, it was a Ramsbottom development team, but it was a young first team. I had players in, young first team players in, and a bit of a blend of their development squad. And I think it was a good performance from us. One of the most dominating control performances that we've had. So it's well worth checking out the highlights for that if you've not seen what we're up to this season. That was our last pre-season game. 2-0 win against the team from Step 4, although obviously it was rotated from them. But very, very fucking pleasing performance from my perspective. Our league starts this weekend. So yeah. Osazi says Iqbal needs to be given a chance in the league. Yeah, I would agree on that. It's probably not going to be very long, but I think yes. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Loads more stuff coming out this week. Patrons, get your questions in. I'll be doing a Patreon video today or tomorrow. Well, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.